All right, and we're going to open the public hearing for the school board budget at 6:30. That's open now, so, but we can do like approval of minutes too really quick, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we can do the other stuff, yes.
Um,
I misplaced one here, but,
I don't know how, but I spelled Bonnie's name.
yes, she spelled my name wrong. I did send that to her, so it will be
That's-
corrected.
okay.
Other than that, I don't see any issues with it. And I will make a motion to accept the minutes for December 16th, 2024.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Our main focus tonight is getting our budget together for the school board budget. So I think we should just probably run in.
I agree. Because when is theirs due?
They need it,
I know they need like.
Cassie needs to input it for hearing by the 23rd. That was ago?
She said at the school board meeting she wanted it tomorrow.
She did say that.
Yeah.
Well, then they
The
should have given it
21st.
to us a little
They did,
earlier.
we did, gave it to you.
Well-
Well, they should have given it to us in a timely manner that we could have cleared it up with the sooner meeting if need be.
Yeah, and she sent it on the 9th. She sent it the day after our meeting, the day after we voted.
But we didn't have another meeting scheduled until tonight is the
But that's
point.
not, that's not our fault, though.
True, but
I would have been ready to do the next day if you wanted.
From
Alright.
the-
So, let's just get to it. So for the school board, for their first line for wages, they are proposing 1,489,130. So variance of 220,811 as opposed to the budget for this year. Thoughts?
so
The
we're
wages,
gonna want
what is in
to
that?
put one over to the side yet.
Okay.
So that's
Trying
all
to do that.
due to the new unionized.
There should be.
So is that just teachers?
That is all staff. But the line went up so much because of the union. So
So teachers, paras,
wages, yes. Yep,
custodians,
yep. Except for contracted services, like the nurse, she falls under contracted services.
and speech and OT. Those people are contracted services.
Yes.
Which one are we doing, the one without the warrant article or the one with?
Contracted.
Well, we'll be doing
They might be stapled,
Yeah.
yeah, specified.
Okay, so
Just a quick question on that. This is the one, so we have
what is the
the
increase?
warrant article uh, for the CBA. Yeah. So
Okay.
that money in this warrant article, is that part of the wages line or? Part of the wages line. It is in there already. Okay, that's already.
So who's getting raises and what are they getting raises?
The new schedule would be just full-time staff, certified staff, so not support staff. So cameras, janitor. They'll get their regular raises, but the teachers that are unionizing are full-time certified staff. And it's not active, so it's just full-time certified, so no principal, no support staff. And then so, for example, so it's, their steps are gonna increase with their new, with what they agreed on with the new unionized, CBA. And the schedule, includes Ms. Farsante, Ms. Bonavie, Mr. B, Ms. Caminelli, Ms. Cleach, Ms. Davis, Ms. Foss, Ms. Fredo, Mrs. Delinas, Ms. Hayford, Ms. Jeffrey, Mr. Kelleher, Ms. Lugo, Mrs. Pugliese, Mrs. Robbins, and Mrs. Wright.
Okay, names mean nothing to
So,
some of
no,
us,
I didn't
so.
ask. No, that's not what I asked. So what are they getting for raises? So
So-
teachers are getting a raise. What are like paras getting for raises? What are the,
They'll get their regular quote, like cost of living.
and then, so are the
Which
teachers
is-
getting a bigger raise?
I have to get the percentage. Their step raises are changing with this new CBA, yes.
So what are their new step raises?
So the new. So step one for this year, for example, I don't have, do we just break down which one? Yeah, it does break down. Did she send you this? Oh, no, she sent this to you. So, for example, our sixth grade teacher will have an increase next year, 25, 26, we'll have an increase of 2,100. The following year, 26, 27, she would have an increase of $5,023. The 27, 28 school year, she'd have an increase of 3,324.
So what are the percentages? Like, are they doing like a 2%? Where are they getting these numbers?
Yeah.
This is all through, I was not part of the negotiation. So.
But you should have
Yeah.
some of this
I just,
information.
yes, I have this, but there's no percentage in here. They're all just numbers.
So like, where are they coming? I have a hard time voting on something if I don't have a good explanation.
Yes, exactly.
There's no
Yep.
percentages
There's
on here. So, I mean, I can just send this to you guys. I think, I don't know if I can. I have to ask. Nobody gave me.
So is she like going and getting another degree in their anticipated?
No, this is the new CBA. There's a brand new CBA in place. So they unionized and they're new, the new CBA, which I don't have a copy because it's still a non-public. The new CBA, has an outline of their new steps for 25, 26, 27, 28.
It should be a percent.
And there's,
Yes,
so
it should be.
I still only have this in non-public. So I wasn't going to send it here.
Okay, I get
So
that,
you're
but,
asking
I mean,
us
you're
to
asking us
on
to
and
vote.
Agree on something that's still a non-public, but we can't get all the facts and information.
Right, exactly.
I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just following, or I am not printing out something that I still have in non-public.
I'm voting no.
No, I understand,
Yeah.
but it's just,
Nothing.
this is where like the frustration lies, is that there's so many like unanswered questions on
Yeah.
things. And then my big concern is the fact that you're gonna just give COLA to paras when we're losing paras left and right.
So the support.
And then I go ahead and I vote on this budget, and then 4, 5, 6 months from now, when you have no paras, and then I have an attorney because my kid's IEP's not getting met, and then the school board's like, oh crap, we gotta do something.
They'll probably.
And then you
unionize.
increase everybody's,
They'll probably unionize next. 'cause
but
government
no, but this is what I'm saying. But mid-budget, you guys are gonna increase their pay because you realize finally that you gotta do it, and then you throw off the budget, and then next year you ask for even more money on top of other lines that you increase.
They'll.
I really would like to know who's driving the ship on thinking when
So
it's there.
the CBAs, it is the attorney and 2 school board members that were on the negotiation team. That's who drove the whole CBA.
Who drove the union? That's what I have.
I think it's 2.3. Yeah. So, I'll look at Kathy, but I believe it was 2.3.
Right, then we have to vote on what we know. If we're not getting the answers, we don't have the answers, they don't want to give us the answers, then we vote on what we know.
Yep.
Yeah, so every year as they increase their steps, they get more money. Obviously. But there's not a percentage breakdown at all. Okay, so I can give you this total though, so like the total increased for the 25-26 school year, total increase of of those unionized staff, just those unionized staff, the total increase would be $60,953. That's a total increase of the unionized staff for the next school year. But I don't have a percentage for you.
So for fiscal year 26,
25-26, the school year 25-26,
just for the teachers.
just for the staff members who unionized.
Can I ask you what the vote is?
There will be an
That's
increase in their
small,
wages
that's-
total, $60,953.
That's why
I'm confused.
so, yeah, like Patty said, I'm confused because on Article 3, warrant articles, you have the estimated increases for the next 3 years.
Yeah, so then the next year, 26-27,
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, so. Okay, because your fiscal, okay. Yeah, 'cause we are on 25-26 school year now. So fiscal year 26.
Do it.
26, 27,
Need too much
which would be
going on.
the 76, 154. The 60 that you're talking about is this school year we're currently in.
Okay, so it's 60 something.
Well,
We're
No.
we're on
Because
24, 25.
that would be 25
But-
to-
Oh, yeah.
Right, but that's fiscal year 25 because they are July through June. So
Right.
their fiscal year ends, it's a 25 fiscal year, so that's.
So, but it would be 25-26 for the 60,000, right?
Which would be the school year, or no, through 24,
Yeah, yeah,
So.
I know, it's
Okay,
confusing.
so that would be fiscal year. So this is just for this coming years, this coming school year.
what we're voting on is the next one.
Let's,
So like
60.
September 25? So the next 60,000.
It's 76,000.
It will include
It says 25.60.
the other staff. So like,
Yeah.
because they'll still get an increase, the other staff.
Right.
So, but the unionized, the unionized teachers, their increase is $60,953.
But see,
But
again, that doesn't make sense, because it said, and further to raise and appropriate the sum of 76,154 for the 25-26 fiscal year.
So it's 70.
Yeah, so that would include the other staff getting a raise.
Okay, so, all right,
We have that percentage for it.
again, no percentage, yeah.
No percentage.
We'll just throw a number in and work with that, yeah.
So which is why it's a check, so that you do the subtracting or the math.
No, I thought that they unionized.
$201,820. And then you subtract the 60,093, you still have $160,750 left of the increase in that line. And I'm sure that's not just for the rest of the staff, because that's a whole lot of money. For like a COLA increase, so is this 60,000 and then this 76,000 in this budget line?
Yes.
Okay, so it's, so are you making up for 2 step raises in one budget line? Or is it the 60,000 that's in there because this is a separate warrant article than the actual budget itself?
That's why, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so maybe the
confusing.
60,000 is in the wage line and
The
then
60,000 is the new unionized, that's definitely in the proposed wage line.
okay. And then this, I'm willing to bet that this 76 is not in that proposed wage line up here, just for the fact it's a separate warrant article.
I'm thinking you're probably right.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
To do it that
Yeah.
way.
So they're gonna get an increase in this wage line, but then they're gonna get an increase here on this warrant article.
Yeah,
So there's gonna be basically like 2 raises potentially, we both get some.
No, there's no way they're gonna get two raises.
well,
They're
that's,
just, their new CBA would save that and it does not state 2 weeks.
Well,
Their
then
new
these
CBA
numbers aren't matching out then.
No,
Their
no.
new CBA would have that. We can use it, and it does not.
Because the only reason why I asked is
Yeah.
because for fiscal year '26, the estimated increase is the $76,154. But then you're saying that in the wage line, their increase is $60,093. So, I mean, it's the same fiscal year.
Yeah, but then you're adding in other raises too, though.
I know what you're saying, that the $60,093 out of that is just the teacher, the union teacher's wages.
The 60,000 is just the teachers alone that unionized have a 60,900 increase.
So the estimated increase over on this warrant article is saying for the 26 is 76,154
So-
increase.
Right, that includes other staff members.
But you just said that this
But you
included
just-
other staff members.
But you just
That's
said
what
that
she's
the,
asking.
but you just said that the wage line and the increase, it doesn't, what you're saying is making sense to me. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, and like you can say it's just you that doesn't understand this, but you're saying that the first line, line 100 for wages, is all of the staff and their pay, and their wages.
Yeah.
And the difference and the variance is the $220,811 of a difference between 25 and the 26. And so you're saying out of that line, the $60,093 is the teachers, the unionized teachers' increase. That leaves like over $100,000 of the variance in there.
So,
It's $160,718 of variance, so is that how much more that the rest of the staff is
No.
going to be making?
no, so 24, 24, 25, 25, budget 25, budget 26, proposed 26. So I wonder if she's going by 26, 27 salary, which has an additional increase for their CBA.
Because isn't the 25 budget and then the proposed budget, the variance is the difference between the two? So there's a $220,811 difference.
So the
And if they're
20,
just getting COLA, the rest of the staff, and only $60,093 is for the union teachers,
yeah.
that's like a lot of money.
So if we go to the 26, 27 school year, right? Because you're gonna have a school board proposed for 2026. 26, 27 school year, there's an additional increase of 50,307 for that same group of unionized teachers. So total, right, between fiscal year 25 to 26 to fiscal year 26, 27, there's a total of, so whatever, $60,953 plus $50,307. So what's that, like 111, 112? And that's, so that, and then I have the increase for the 27, 28 year, but we're not releasing that. So the increase for 25, 26, and then increase for 26 and 27. And this is school board proposed for 26. That's gotta be what it is, because they'll get paid in school year 26, 27, they have that additional raise. So they'll get a raise next fall, 25, 26, and then the next school year, 26, 27. Both of those have 26 in it.
So what happens if this doesn't get voted through?
Then there's another amendment on there, regarding that.
So,
Right, so if you look at that,
if you're taking 25 and 26,
so if there's, right?
I mean, our issue,
No, I understand.
you know, because this is saying 60, but this is saying 76,000. And I get that you're saying this is other people, but if this is the collective bargaining agreement for the union, then it should only include union employees. So either the math here is wrong, or the math here is wrong. And this is, I don't believe the warrant article numbers are.
Because it's
included
weird,
in
because
these.
look at that matches
Yeah.
this, and that matches that.
Right. So I think that warrant article
Is it,
wrong.
does it say something different in, the one she emailed us? This is the one
This
she
is-
emailed. No, this, you do not have what she emailed.
I do.
I'm working off of what she.
Well, no, that's not what I printed.
Um, You know, she added as the 76,154 estimated increase, and that's what they have us asking to raise and appropriate for the 25-26 school year.
So is the 60,000 that you are saying incorrect?
Looking at this, this is correct. I have to ask her about the warrant article because 2027, 2028 on the warrant article match what I have in this spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We didn't have this spreadsheet.
Just,
What do
the
you?
union,
We'll just send that. Nicole's on that
None.
negotiating team.
I'm still,
Yeah.
That's only including.
Yeah, and those individual lines are the individual teachers.
That all comes up.
So like this is their, this is like what I'm saying, right? Based on negative recent experience, right? But that means nothing, right? It's just this, that means something.
Is it, it is weird too, like.
We've said this in the last 2 years that Kathy's, we should have Kathy come to this, okay?
Okay, so. The volume is 60 feet. I think that, I think on Article 3, it's supposed to be 60,000.
Can you guys amend it or not? We could just,
I don't think we can amend it.
I don't remember.
We didn't write it, we can't amend it, we
We
can
can vote
disagree.
against it.
Yeah, and then
Because we were able to amend these.
You're the school
Because
board.
But you're the
You
school
guys
board,
can't at all.
yeah.
That's what I don't know. I'm just-
No, we didn't write it, so we can't amend it.
But
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I believe, after deliberative,
Well, right, no, I know
this is
that.
why we
Yeah.
voted against it, we can vote it down.
Right, you can vote against it because it doesn't match up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so what are we thinking for, how do we want to go about the wage line? What are we thinking now that, like, the warrant article is not included in the wage line? So,
Well, I mean,
This might be an unpopular opinion, but we can see. So,
we look at, so the 25, the budget they are working with now is the default budget, is that correct?
Yes.
So we could look at that, we could subtract that 60,000 from what they're working with now and just do the cost of living percentage off of that to get what we think for wages.
okay, well, first of all, a lot of times we have gone by, I mean, I don't know if anybody's thought of it yet, what we will do for wage increase for the town. Because I think it's fair for one, fair for the other.
well, teachers get paid on step programs though. They don't get paid on.
Right.
Yeah.
But
We gotta
then
think of-
you're asking for more than that as well.
Yes, because they're unionized.
Right,
Yeah, so we
So-
want to run a school, we can't pay the employees at the top of paid, like,
I understand that, but this is,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm a teacher, and I know I have to follow, like, if I have a master's degree, I get paid more, and those who don't have a master's degree get paid less, it's all situated that way.
I
Well,
totally
I
understand,
don't feel
but
comfortable voting on anything unless it's completely explained to a rational explanation. And so far, we picked one line and
yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
And I've already written to the superintendent and principal and said, you know what? Get on board and be clear and show up and explain yourself if you want the town to get on board. I personally have absolutely no problem paying a fair, respectable wage for all the employees, but I want justification and explanation for it, not just, oh, they're union, so therefore, but don't give me details on it, especially when you are paying other employees a ridiculously insulting wage. And none of this makes sense at all. And month after month, year after year, we show up. Bonnie and I feel like we should just record ourselves and hit play every meeting because we never get anything answered by you or any of the other reps. So maybe it's time that we demand that the people that we're paying a lot of money to show up and explain this budget.
Yeah, they should be there.
Because I'm not voting on something that's gonna screw over the town and under budget, or once again, overfund in here, $500,000 went back to the general fund, because we over budgeted. Like, this is why the taxpayers are getting so angry, because they're seeing the roller coaster of what this school is doing for them financially. And financially, this puts my property taxes up another $500-600. And that's not what's counted for everything else. And for the way things are going in the market, it's putting a strain on people. And people are getting pissed. It's taxpayer dollars and there's no proper explanation. And we should be getting it, the budget committee should be getting the proper explanation at the budget meeting. They should not hear out of anybody's mouth, show up to a school board meeting or show up to this meeting or that meeting. I'm here as a budget committee member,
But I don't know.
asking budget.
Kathy, we should have Kathy come, because I can't answer some of the questions.
Then that's when the
Kathy's
school
our
board
business
needs to
manager.
insist, we are paying you for services, we
Yeah.
need your assistance.
Yeah. And I remember saying that last year, that she should come, but
But here we are again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're gonna vote on what we know, what we can do, and I'm not voting for something that,
That's fair.
I will abstain from it until I get a reasonable explanation.
and if we have to have it in tonight, then,
Well, they should,
I know there's a
Yeah.
buffer anyway, so we can email her, I'm gonna already email her the questions, so.
I'm not voting yes, no, because I'm not gonna be the bad guy that votes, you voted down our school and made the school go broke, or you over budgeted and then, you know,
No, I agree.
super inflated the
well,
budget.
after seeing these other papers I have here on how much was left from the ESSER grant that was not used,
Yeah.
I have problems voting for anything, honestly.
They don't know what they're
When
doing.
you throw away that much money, well over $100,000,
When you have a shed that's sitting in the parking lot taking up 4 parking spots that is empty,
Is it empty? I don't
it's empty. You could have at least voted to take and use the money to fill the damn thing up, but it's sitting empty.
know. It is used for, it's gonna be used for storage, because there's no storage in the building.
Well, let's move on to the next one, and let's try to hammer out some of this stuff. Okay, so the next one is the health and life insurance line. You're proposing $558,007, increase of $164,582.
Why?
I'm not sure who the town goes, or the school goes through for insurance, or.
I know you've said that before, I don't
Yeah,
recall.
It's not Health Trust like the town uses.
no, it's somebody different.
It's the school, it's specifically teacher
It is.
health
Yes.
insurance for the state.
And then they have like yellow and red levels.
And have they looked into,
Yeah, she
Our
did a few
insurance.
years ago. She did look into it a few years ago.
I think if I remember, there's like very few choices to choose from.
And then within those choices, there's only 2 or 3 tiers.
Is this an increase,
I
or
have
is
a hard
that
time
based
believing
on
that insurance has gone up
the extra? I mean,
41.82%.
is it a
Just
Well,
from what I've seen.
my other question would be is, in their collective bargaining, did they negotiate a percentage of how much they have to pay?
So confusing.
No, so that's a fair question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I know, because some people would say like, I don't want to pay anything for my insurance, I want that part of
It
my.
was just, no. No,
Yeah,
we
'cause
never
this is
did
a
that.
41 from the increase.
So.
Okay, so is that a rate, an actual from the company that they get measured on that?
0.4,
Or is that
It was-
based off who they're hiring and they?
less than 454.
How much is a family?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know?
Not at the top of my head.
And when they budget, do they budget for like the most expensive plan?
She puts buffers in there,
So probably the most expensive plan.
but not for everybody. Like, she doesn't put, if we have 15 teachers, she doesn't put 15 family plans, no. Just kind of like tuition, you know, how she puts a student or two tuition buffer.
Yeah.
She does the same thing.
Because with that could
Like if somebody-
legit change.
She does plan for a staff
Like,
member or two to get married.
but not-
Don't get me wrong, I, which would include, you know, the family plan and all that stuff, but even still, like, 41.83% increases.
Ridiculous.
That's,
huge.
that's,
I personally would be okay with, I mean, looking at, and the reason I'm looking at what was spent in 24 is just for the fact that 24 budget, 25 budget are exactly the same on this line. And obviously, we ended up spending way over. So, like, like even if you were to do,
I wonder if more people don't talk about that family plan or something.
Well, and then I'm wondering if we have pregnant teachers that I just don't know about.
Well, I wonder if, like, say, if she says, okay, there's 10 people that qualify for insurance, and 6 have a family plan, and then she buffers for like 1 or 2, if like more people are getting onto the family plan, I wonder if her buffer went up a little bit to compensate, to say like, oh, wait a minute, I'm seeing this
Yeah.
trend, let's be safe. And then, I mean, insurances in general have just, I I mean, we've looked at, my husband and I looked about all of our insurances and we're like, what the heck is going
Yeah.
on
I
here?
don't know, I know they increased my work, we went up at 9%, and so 9% increase in ours. So I know that it's increased, it's just,
That
has to be
1%.
yeah, exactly, so like, I don't know, 15, 20% increase, I can understand.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
but
if you're
41
having tiers, maybe if
almost
more people are
42,
jumping
yeah.
on more
Yeah.
expensive,
That's a-
she's
that's a
also raising
big
kind of
jump.
more expensive.
Makes it a little,
And how much percentage do they pay?
They're at 9%, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think they got capped at like the 9%,
I thought it was somewhere around there, I couldn't remember.
because they were at
Lucky
nothing originally,
Yep.
they tiered out.
that's the case, I'm comfortable with 15, 20% increase on my line, for what, like, was actually spent in 24.
Without a more,
Without
more
knowing,
reasonable
you know.
explanation.
I would go with 15.
15, that would put it at 521,453.
I'm just asking Nicole if she's on the negotiating team, if she knows why. Because I just have information on salaries.
No, I'm thinking, I'm thinking. Alright, so. Dental,
Oh, wait,
So wait,
she's
you're
gonna
saying-
she's gonna grab her binder because they did ask for an additional life insurance coverage, but Kathy said it was only like $100 extra to cover it, so that would,
Like $100 total or $100 each person?
she's gonna grab her binder.
They have
Okay.
a reason.
well, it's not bad.
This is information.
Yes.
Why should we be paying that? Honestly,
Well, do you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how unions work. I'm not part of the union.
So
I'm not a fan.
the union is.
for dental, they're asking 21,340, which is an increase of $4,356 and 25.65% increase.
Which is more normal.
yeah, I was gonna say that's more believable, dental insurance, I know.
Yeah, I'm comfortable leaving that number alone.
I'm comfortable with that one. It's unfortunately with the way things are in insurance rules.
What do you think? Don't you think
It's
it's
the
a
way
big
that
up?
we come up with that.
25%, 26%.
Mm-hmm.
I increase.
My only concern with disability is that their proposed budget is the 2272, but they spent, I mean, 2,907 in 24, which was over budget.
So is that disability, is that like short-term disability, like maternity leave, so what is that?
I don't know where we spent it.
Or I wonder if it was calculated with the bulb, or if they had like a person that had it and didn't calculate.
I mean, it's not that much difference, I'd leave it like it
We
is.
didn't have
Yeah.
any teachers out that I know of.
So just leave it at the 2272, what they're asked for.
Yeah,
The FICA, which is your social security med, we can't really touch that until we decide what we want to put in on the baseline.
Yeah.
So we do explore that, same with NHRS. NHRS, they are at least 7% of their pay. For teachers, it's 7, I don't know. We actually got one raised, we don't have each line in there. The tuition, I'm assuming is for, obviously like, is that like a reimbursement?
Yeah.
Or,
That tuition, what is that? Yeah, why is that one like that?
excellent question. No idea. I don't know if they're,
Does unclear go according to wages too? For staff?
so it wasn't so bad, but it's not.
So unemployment, they spent nothing on, and, oh, no, wait a minute, I went wrong. Yeah, they spent nothing, but
I
they
think
want
there's
to
just
raise
a
it.
reason for the increases to cover a little bit more increases in wages.
Well, if they didn't spend anything, I'm good with leaving what it was for the 2024. Yep. 2790.
Well, they
Yep.
have to spend something, they would have had to spend something, when you have to pay that, don't you?
I thought so.
Just like you have to pay, like, workers' comp.
But they didn't use any.
Yeah, something, yeah.
So it's a percentage of salary.
Yeah, so we really can't do anything with that.
Workers' comp.
I think that's kind of the or is it?
All of that has to go into the. Yeah.
So, where did that go? They are over $5,000 at 24, but they're asking for less than 2,500.
It's a workers' comp going through that company that.
Yeah, you never pay.
Yeah, it's like a company.
Yeah, it's workers' comp insurance, but
So the fraud, and if they have fraud, it seems real crazy that fraud. I think we're going to slow down.
they only asked for a $15 increase. And to what the,
I would just question that one and get more clarification, because I don't want to underfund it.
Oh, workers' comp?
Yeah, I don't want to underfund that and then find out like, oh, crud, we didn't mean, 4,004, right? We meant 6,000, right?
Yeah. Real quick, going back to health life, so, in the CBA, they did ask for a little bit more, but it comes out to be, it was, $10,000 total increase over what they have. But Nicole does remember Kathy saying health insurance did go way up, it has nothing to do with CBA, as I said. And she's going to see if she wrote it down, but yeah, so it is a health insurance increase, the life insurance went up 10 grand.
so that increase in the CBA should be covered in Article 3. That doesn't just cover the wages,
It covers
it covers benefits. So,
Health and life had an 8.5% increase from the company, from the company.
Because it includes
Dental has 4.
salaries with benefits.
So, all right, so the life increase, you're saying it shouldn't be on that line?
so yeah, their life insurance increase shouldn't be part of like what's on this proposed budget, because the wording of Article 3 says that, that such sum will represent an additional cost attributable to the increase in salaries and benefits required at a new agreement.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
So then I guess I would probably say this. So is this 76,154? Is that their increase and their
That's
benefits?
probably what it is.
Which, if that's the case, then they really should have broken it down so it was more clear and understanding for the average person to.
That would make a little more
I
sense.
wonder if they couldn't, because of the way the law articles.
Well, it says salaries and benefits.
No, I know, but the way you write, I asked these articles to be written a little bit.
But then you could put just like in parentheses, like this much money for salary, this much money, or like,
Yeah.
or at least to acknowledge, because it says estimated increase, so estimated increase for salary and benefits. It's just more transparency
Oh,
to
no, I
get
know,
on board.
I asked for that article, that to have more transparency and more
Yeah.
verbiage in there, and, Roxanne and Kathy both said, you can't touch it. And so, I asked for the same thing, because I think it's written terribly.
Okay. That would make a lot more sense.
Layman.
And it just needs to be explained a lot better because,
Yeah, and I asked for it to be explained better in the
Shoot,
warrant
I
article.
remember.
so now if that is the
But I
case, if
shot
you're saying
that.
it's like a 10,000 for insurance, or no, it's just a
Life insurance.
life. So,
But is it still an operating budget is also a question.
I guess it would be.
Because it's still a 41% increase.
Right. And really, in theory, it shouldn't be.
So I guess I would say this, is how much, if this 60,000 and then this 76, like,
Is the difference.
if that difference, the health insurance.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and that can be told by somebody who's,
Yeah, we reworded, but I was told.
well, then, but like, I'm more on board to say, like, if you have that factual information to say it is this and this combined, then I'm okay to say like, all right, then we can move forward and vote on this.
Right. I could try to, where it's a holiday.
All right. So, move on to the professional services, and without, we can go with that. Okay, so for professional services, proposed budget is $518,304, which is an increase of $75,994, which is up to be 17.18 increase.
That's what you're talking about.
That's the speech OT, that's like the contracted line.
So there is a contracted line though.
For the professional services, that's
Is
that's
there
contract.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's contract,
Yes.
so kind of like, it is what it is.
So why such a large increase though?
Because they're increasing their cost to us. Like speech, OT, behavioral services.
BCBA's.
CBAs are outrageous, as they should be.
The staff development requesting $10,750, same as this school year. 24, they spent less than $4,000.
And I think we can cut that if we haven't even spent
Well, I believe,
5,000
if
of
I
it.
remember from going to one of the meetings, it was because they didn't have coverage for them to go to anything. Which they do, which they
Right,
don't, but they're
exactly.
not addressing that either, so.
So I still think that can be cut back. Yep.
Well, what are you guys thinking?
I mean, they didn't even spend 5,000, so I would go with, I don't know, 6 or 8. What do you think? 6 or 8, yeah, we can budget. 6 or 8? 6
I
to
would be comfortable going with 8.
8,000.
So then that way they can get their stuff together and actually go and get training.
Health services,
Yeah. For one more year. So that's gonna change, just so you guys are aware that'll change next year.
So next year's budget will change.
She'll be, hopefully it's fair enough, but if it's not, that position will be stagnant.
Is there anything in the contract saying that they have to, that she can't like jump over as a staff person? Usually there's,
And she just isn't expected to be paid this. But right now, health services covers any of her training. If she needs a new stethoscope, if she needs a new shower head, if she needs anything, it's covered, right?
That's expensive.
So you need, so it's. I mean, personally, I think I've worked in many schools and she's the best dang nurse. But, I just don't know if we can keep her, but that's irrelevant right now, just a heads up.
So that's
It's contract, yes,
So, okay. This is,
The next two lines are contract.
the CPA and legal. So CPA services is 17,079, and you're saying that's contracted too.
Legal has jumped up because there are things in the pipeline that will be, and,
things that's in like the negotiating.
that
Yes, ma'am.
happening, things that I'm not, in tune of because they haven't across the board and not all of it. But usually what happens is if like the special ed director knows of something, she tells Kathy that,
Yeah,
yeah,
so if somebody's like needing to go out of district,
it usually there's like a court case. And
yeah,
it's,
it's a long thing.
But that's not really contracted.
What?
Well, so we're not locked into that.
No, it's.
Right.
But
Well, she just said the next two
Yeah.
lines were contracted, it's really not,
It's-
so we
no,
can
it's-
cut it
It's
back.
not like attorneys where we're not contracted to give them X amount of dollars, but if you foresee things happen, we would do it. But if you foresee like issues coming up, you're gonna kind of,
right.
True, but there's a difference, so.
I'm good with the 15,000. Are you guys?
I am too, I am too.
I'd rather you guys touch on the lines, not that one, because if you,
Well, I mean, at the end of the day.
It's a
you
bottom
call it
line budget,
line,
so,
But I would rather have like everything appropriately than the, just like with the county, but.
Right. Water and sewer is proposed for 3,000. What's it on? They only spent 1,770 in '24. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm assuming that that's like just the septic and everything.
I'm just wondering, are they not expecting like, I don't know, servicing?
probably not the next year.
Maybe around before it, or I don't know how the school works, but my house is like any other.
Yeah.
So, why is it gonna work?
Yeah, so I'm good with the 3,000. Done with it.
Rubbish disposal is proposed at 5,500. That contracted.
I believe it's the same as the town.
So is it just like their share? Like is it, okay, so kind of like the gas for the use family?
I don't know who does it. I'm assuming.
Counties and sewer, you guys have different versions.
Yeah, I must say, yeah.
Or, I mean, well, yeah, is, well, we spent that 10,970, that's being proposed, that's what we spent in '24.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to snow?
You're from, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Was that the year that like it snowed late in the year?
Probably.
And then that
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
Was that like last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
Last year?
I think last year was.
Last year we had like all the, like those bad storms of the,
Yeah.
ice and wind.
Yeah.
About everything.
So they must have had these, or
I'm sure their costs were up too, with fuel and people and all that stuff.
So then on that, it wouldn't make sense to,
Do you know if it's contracted?
I don't know. I want to say it is because I feel like this has been asked, and and Kathy, is a big contract person, so I'm 90% sure it is, but I'll ask her.
next line is the repairs and maintenance. They're proposing a 40,300. We spent 52,765 in '24.
What are we repairing?
There's a lot of stuff that we had repaired last year. And off the top of
Was
my
there a
head.
warrant article for
Don't
that?
we have
You
a,
can't take that, not, the warrant article stuff doesn't come, no, there's building and maintenance, but, I mean, building and, yeah, what's it? Warrant article for that is. Yes, construction renovation, so it's a little different than repairs and maintenance.
oh, I think
but
it's the
there's a
same
few
thing.
things that went, last year, there's a few things that went this year that we had to fix. There's a few things he had to fix right when he took over this summer too.
Was that stuff that the ESSER grant could have been used on?
No, it can only be used on things that, that was directly into what COVID took away from kids in terms of running.
And this isn't, like, you guys don't have like a warrant article to help with like maintenance and repairs and stuff
We do
like that?
not.
Even though that one says that it's for, like, it says repair fund on it too.
Yeah.
Construction renovation repair fund.
Or how is that warrant article, like, is the,
What number is that warrant article?
That is,
Six. Well, it had, it's five, but six. We had to repeat structure.
It's the worst part, no. Warrant article, let's see. Comparative.
Trying to think of what one.
But that says repair too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's construction renovation repair fund. So it's like you're double dipping. You're
Yeah.
asking for it.
Well, I guess I would,
Well, that, the repair fund, we're not asking for anything. That's just whatever's left, if there's, that fund's left over from the.
so have they
budget
been
that goes
using
in
the
there. We're not
repair,
asking for money.
have they been using money out of the repair fund to do the repairs to save the
Not
lot?
that I know of. No, because we would have. It's over
So
budget.
what is this for, Jay? Save? No, just going above it.
I guess, so that warrant article, what I'm asking is that warrant article where it says repairs, have you taken anything out?
We have not. So can we, is probably your question.
Well, it says repairs, so I'm,
Yeah, it's just, warrant articles and funds have verbiage in that that restricts us, but I don't know. I don't know if we would have.
Up here. I got two buckets.
Well, I'm not,
But we don't budget a line item
should
for
raise that up.
That's just if there's
I
extra.
don't think we should raise that up. I mean, the other one says repairs as well, the warrant article. So if they got one, they don't need the other raised up.
so what do you think about that?
I mean, I'd go no higher than 30. If that.
I would be comfortable with that.
but I mean, it's hard not knowing for sure.
It is.
10,
Right, and I don't know. I know that these funds have restrictions on them, but you're right, it does say repair.
Yeah,
What-
does.
What falls under repair though? That's what we
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
know.
But we have to go with what we know. So, I mean, it does say repairs.
all right, so the next one is the building service agreements. Proposed is 19,000, which is an increase of 7,250. In 2024, it used $18,206.
I don't know. This is,
Contractor? What
it's
is it?
definitely some sort of contract. Like, I know we have, for example, we have an agreement, like our water bubbler went, one of the water bubblers went, and like 3 weeks ago, and our agreement covered the repair of the guy coming in to fix it.
Okay.
Cause I asked him how much it cost, like what the bill's gonna be when we get that in for fixing that, and he said it's under the agreement, under maintenance.
But we still don't know if this is a contracted amount.
Right. And what cost him.
I guess, so next year, it might be nice, or even.
I would just ask her to come, I'm not rerunning, but I would definitely ask her.
Yeah, but, and also like in the Excel column, if you made like another column that said
Oh, for
like, this
your
is a
notes?
contracted line.
right.
This
Yeah,
is a,
yes,
so then that way
that
we
would be
just,
nice.
we know like, hey,
So we don't know.
well, yeah, then we can just
Yeah.
bring through
So
the
how do we-
contracted things, don't bother touching them.
We can't do anything with that line.
Nope.
Have to steal from Peter to pay Paul.
Right, like, 18,026 was spent, 19,000 really not, well, heck of a lot.
Or even if she just worded it like she words 519.
Yeah, but we don't know we don't know if it's a contract, we don't know if that 18,
No, I'm saying, I
206.
was going back on what Christine said, like, to put the word contracted in there, like she does on line 1, 519.
Right. but off of what Sierra said, we don't know if that's contract, so that 18,206 may have just been not a contract, but what was spent.
Right, so it's
So-
not out of like, it's not out of the realm of possibilities to see it go from 18,206 to 19.
Yeah.
Right,
Even
but-
if it's not contracted.
Yeah.
But we don't know that we're gonna spend that much next year if it's not a contract.
Or if
You know,
it's
since they
final.
only had 11,750 budgeted for it.
Right, but then they ended up spending way more. than
Right,
was
but
budgeted.
if it's not a contract, they could come in way less. So that's the hard part of not knowing if it's contract. You're right, 19,000 is not that much more than what they did spend, but
But we don't know what they
but
spent.
we don't know, yeah,
Or if it's
Yeah.
contracted.
exactly.
Even if we were to put it at 18.5, you're not cutting what they're proposing down by much, but.
I'm sure there's other areas.
I don't know.
It seems
Because
like a
that's what you say.
reasonable.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your opinion? Mine.
Well, since they spent 18,206, I propose 18,300. That good with everyone?
You want to do 18,500?
18,300.
Oh, 18,300.
Yep.
So, I mean, I just wonder if 25 isn't over yet, or the budget, it's not over, are they, if it is contracted, are they paying like an installment?
Well, that's-
Then we find out like, you know, hey, when you're
Well,
funded.
then they can, oh, it's more than.
Which
That's
way
right.
we're-
Exactly.
Well, is that, well, you know, it's like, well, then communicate that with us so we can make the proper. I mean,
Because if they went over budget last year, where'd they pull the money from? So if they're gonna go over budget again, they can
Well,
pull it from the same place.
well, no,
What happened?
but you don't, yeah, it's like.
Right,
When
so,
you,
but-
when you do a budget at home, I would hope that you like, you know, I'm gonna put money aside for the roof, and I'm putting money aside for it, like you.
Yeah, you
put the
do,
appropriate
but
amount, not say
if we
like,
don't know it's contracted,
well,
and we don't know what they're gonna, what was this 18,000 spent on? So how can we, it's like, if it's not contracted,
Well, I mean, and they could have spent that money, but it didn't go to what it says it's needed, because
True.
it's, so it's,
yeah,
that's why it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, instead of having the percentage, just tell me it's a contracted or an uncontracted line.
yeah, it should be, yeah, should be.
And then, I mean, even while you're at it, I know, Carol, when Carol was our bookkeeper, for a while, she was writing like little notes in an extra margin to give an explanation of
And that was very helpful.
it
Yeah.
was. And then there was that transparency where you're like, oh, okay, yep, that makes sense, I
Yeah,
can see it
yeah,
down here, I can see it
exactly,
over here.
Yeah, because if it's contracted, then we know we have,
Like,
Yeah,
don't.
we don't
we
don't
can't do
try to
anything
solve
with
them
it, so we don't
because-
know. We don't know if that was contracted, or we just, something happened and they had to spend a lot of money that won't happen again this year.
Right,
You know, it's,
Kind of like the furnace downstairs or wherever it is. It's here. For the front.
All right, coffee. Proposed budget is 8,800. The increase of 3,800 from what they're currently at, budget this year for 5,000. They spent $10,761.24.
why so much on coffee?
yeah,
I think it's, a lot of kids don't prefer to be on the phone, but they might want papers now.
I agree with them on that.
So we were probably under budget because of COVID. We probably were budgeting low because of COVID, everybody was online. And we just stayed that way, and then all of a sudden, I print out for my students, especially the kids with, certain disabilities and, I'm just,
So is that
Or is it like copy and contract with
like
the rehab?
like with SBM or something like that? Because like it covers AP stuff and.
it does cover anything, totally about that.
Okay.
So is it a contracted line where they readjust their contract once again?
We
You don't
know.
know.
They switched
I
it.
have no idea.
And
So-
if that's the case,
I do think it is contracted.
they spent 10,000.
And they're asking for less, so it doesn't make it sound contracted.
Well, I mean,
Unless
the
they-
town contract, when the town redid their contract a few years ago, and I was on the board, it actually became a lot more cost effective, the way they did their contract. And things were like a little screwy in the very beginning because
That's
the
good.
way the payments were and stuff, but it ended up being, I think, more cost
So we don't know.
cheaper to do the
but we don't know.
Yeah.
But it just once again would be nice to know where you pulling these numbers from and.
So are we comfortable keeping it at 8,800 then? Or do we?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're,
If you guys have opinions, you gotta speak up.
Yeah, I'm good with the 8,800, I guess.
That's if that was contracted, not.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Vehicle lease, there's one thing. The contracted transportation is budgeted proposed for 1,000. What is?
Nothing's been spent on that.
it's probably if your kid needs to have like, go to Farmington. Or,
No, like,
I don't know, I'm just trying to,
it's like if you need an extra driver or a kid has been naughty on the bus and needs an extra, it's like a safety net for,
like a substitute driver.
If they're naughty on the bus, they shouldn't be on the bus at all.
Although we're obligated to get them to school, it's part of the law. but-
Well, and if they're on, if they're a special ed kid that has, that's not to be.
Okay.
Yeah, then that could contracted types of things. So we know it's contracted.
I don't know. Once
Yeah,
again,
it's definitely an SAE thing, so an SAE 49. Not an SAE 69.
Sure.
well, I'm sure there's other areas we're gonna be cutting, so go ahead and keep it and they can pull from there. I mean, unless they get, reasonable explanations.
Insurance,
Is it safe to assume for buses?
I guess.
Yes, and then, yes, that didn't go up too much.
No. So the proposed is 21,895. 13.12%.
That seems unfortunately believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Telephone is proposed at 14,200. Currently, what the budget we have now is 11,500. 24 spent 17,000, so 897.
Is that
I
a
just
budget?
don't, it's 700, I don't know
Yeah.
for how long now. Like, I'm assuming we signed into a new contract. Remember work.
Like consolidated.
As just the phones at the school.
Well, we're looking at both lines, yeah. That's just the backup.
It's like phone and fax.
It would be only impacts and alarms. Because alarms run on copper line. It's flash. You know what, we put new cameras in, so that would fall under here too. Wi-Fi thing, so. But yeah, those both are contract. I just don't know, the phone and internet both contract, I just don't know if we just went into a new agreement or not. I don't know if we're in the middle of an agreement or with this increase, I'm assuming we're at the beginning of a new. Oh, for sure, yeah, telephone and internet. I just can't remember if consolidated is, I know years ago it was First Light. I just can't remember if we moved on to First Light. But with this, I know that we needed an increase in internet.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure it probably is.
And then, postage proposed is 1,700. Spent 1631 and 24. Currently budgeted at 1,500.
And I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's, what's this, I'm supposed to.
Yeah, most times they
Postage
It's
was
not
at
there.
1,607.
stamps went up, so.
And honestly,
Oh,
as,
This school, like the same.
we have the same, yeah, and as, special ed cases go up, which they have, everything has to be mailed out, so. There's that increase there too.
Printing proposed is 2,000. Spent 1,095 and 24.
That's, I mean, it's a compromise, so I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
We could,
Tuition. So proposing 1,761,157. Currently budgeted at 1,937,882.
Must be a decrease in students.
And she still always puts a buffer, so there's still gonna be a 2%, 2 kid buffer.
how many kids do they, are they tuition for?
I don't know the numbers, that's not in minutes though, because this was asked, but I'm assuming our seniors, we must have a bunch of seniors graduating.
Or maybe.
Which I know
A few. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's kids that are going from the elementary to the junior high, and the junior high can
Yes,
give them what they need in, sources.
so whatever we're sending up there, because tuition includes KNS and KHS, the middle and high school. So whoever,
So this tuition is middle school, high school, okay.
yep, so whatever we're sending there in sixth grade must be less than what
It
is
is.
graduating.
Because it's the smallest
Sixth grade is
class.
the smallest class.
Yeah,
So we must have a big graduating class right now.
and it's all.
All right. So we're comfortable with what they're proposing, or?
I guess.
You can't really,
I know.
you can't
Yeah,
say,
it's kind of hard to,
half the sixth grade can go and half the sixth grade
exactly.
can't.
So that's kind of a tough one, but it went down, so.
So is that what the new, they
That is
propose
what
the
the
new
new, yeah,
rate, and what's the new rate at,
is staying the same for next year.
which is, what is it 15 for junior high? I remember like,
Why is it lower?
It was 15 something.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
It doesn't say this. But year one, the pupil tuition, the same formula. I thought the actual number was in here, but it is the same as right now. It's very low compared to other,
It's lower than what it costs to do the elementary kids, you know, that.
it's very low.
Okay, so the next line is travel, proposed at $850.
Who's getting money from travel?
I think if the teachers, if Mr. Bronson or somebody's gonna go somewhere, you know, they can put in.
Nothing's been spent out of
That's the
that.
fund.
That's
Yeah,
the,
yeah. I don't think they go any places, and if they do, like if I travel for work, I don't ever put it in, it's more.
I think we can cover that.
It's more, yeah, there's been like 20 bucks. Yeah, it's more effort to do the paperwork, so I, you should always put it in your mind, always. And then it's also 70 cents a mile right now. I never did.
I think we can lower that if they haven't spent anything out of it.
Okay.
What do you think? How much? 500. I say 500 too.
All right, so, general supplies, we're at 41,850.
what's general supplies?
Markers, crayons, glue sticks.
Didn't you spend money from the ESSER supplies?
Yeah. But it's, I don't know what's there. I don't know what the teachers' needs are, so I can't speak for them. But I know it, as a teacher, I go through a lot of
I understand, but 41,850 on supplies after you spent ESSER money, when you had tons of ESSER money left over.
it. They use some ESSER monies for supplies.
All right.
Well, they spent 26,929.
We cut that.
I think we can cut that, yeah. I'll go with,
41,000, Bonnie, you're not happy with the 41?
nope, not when they threw away all that ESSER money that the
So would you be
committee's
happy
for.
with 30? Go ahead, 30, go ahead, 30, 35?
I'll go with 28.
I'm good with 30.
You want 30? We'll go with 30 then.
Yeah.
Or over.
28 would have been adequate.
Yeah.
Because then I spent.
I
what,
personally like the
7?
30. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, other than Sierra.
Just to mature.
Let's discuss it.
How come testing materials they haven't spent anything on?
I don't know if we haven't spent money on testing materials. It could just be, you know, there's, I think what comes out of there is, like, you know how we have the state testing every year?
So it was standardized, next day.
Yeah, so there's gonna be some years where there's certain kids that have, you know, they might need certain testing materials, and some years they
So-
don't.
Is that the contracted thing?
No,
It's not all electronic now.
for some kids.
All right. Things expensive, and then it's
It could be
Not knowing what-
needed,
right.
what it is, and I have questions, like,
Yeah, exactly.
do you want to just put that on hold? And say we want more info?
I mean, I hate to cut it back if they're gonna really need it, but
Yeah.
if nothing's been spent out of it, then,
I don't
Like,
like
there's the testing done, as a
Yeah.
sure.
exactly. How often is that used?
It hasn't been used in oil for a couple of years.
Yeah, and we can
So
put it through
is it a
that,
testing year?
no idea.
We test every year.
Oh, yeah, I'm bringing back in
But from what it's tested every year, why isn't it like
Then it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Well, most of the testing materials is on, I've been on there, they can handle all my testing.
Right,
Which is,
makes sense.
But if they're not,
Understandable, but
if they're not taking it out of that budget line, where are they taking it from?
they just, the need probably wasn't there.
'Cause that's a lot of money.
The need
Yeah, it
just-
is.
Yeah, so the need wasn't there at the time.
so then I think we can cut it back.
Yeah. Not being used.
Right. I mean, I'd be good with 10,000 on that line.
So they can use that line,
Huh?
sorry. So Janet, this is trustee trust fund, I asked her about that repair line, that article. You technically can, you just obviously have to go through proper channels and request that money from her. So it doesn't necessarily have to come from that repair line. Like it would be paid for somewhere in the
What happens
budget.
if something has to be repaired, like, how does that work?
So what you'd do is then, just like the town would do, is like you'd repair it, you'd do it, and then you put in like the request for Janet to give the check. And then you'd have to give her all the documents, and then she would get the check and give it back. So then that money would go back into,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
so, which is something like if you guys are asking for however much dollars yearly, like I wouldn't recommend like draining it for, in case the other things are needed, but I mean, it is for construction renovation repair, so it's for that use, so I would say like utilize it, that's why you have that little savings account, because when it becomes to the point where there's like, kind of money where you can build a whole new building, where there's something wrong, because you're not using it.
Exactly.
All right. So Bonnie and Patty, you guys are 10,000 for the testing
Yeah.
materials?
Are you guys good with that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because that's what materials, yeah. Without knowing that if it is or isn't.
Right, that's why I don't want to go too low, but, I mean,
Yeah.
if they're not spending it, then,
Yeah, it's,
right,
my pocket instead.
exactly.
They're proposing 28,300, spent 28,282 in '24. The current budget is for 22,000.
So I just have another question. So our budget that we're working on now went to the default budget. So the numbers that we actually spent, is that because, did we go over in areas because we
Yeah.
went to the default? And like, how did that default, how did they figure out each line to default?
Patty works on numbers that way. I don't know, she does it the best way she can. So that they're not pulling funds from somewhere that's more needed than others.
Yeah, so I, well, I mean, that's according to the usage under the contract, it's just, jump lights on the
Yeah,
Oh, they're all-
exactly.
They're all, when you walk in, the lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're not in there, they're off.
So keep that at 20.
Yeah.
Bottled gas is a closed budget of 15,000. Current budget is at 17,000 and spent 13,920 in '24.
Obviously, you think, because if you're close to 14,000,
It's a bottle gas you.
I don't think they're locked in at a price.
What is that used for?
Yeah.
What's the gas you put?
The bottle gas.
What's the bottle gas used for?
Is that for cooking maybe, or? The kitchens, or?
It's gotta be, because there's nothing else on here that
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuel for that.
that's what I would think.
It's gotta be, or, yeah.
Because we don't have like a backup generator.
We
No.
don't, so it's gotta be kitchen.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
I'm fine with the 15. If it's the same.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
So next is the transportation fuel budgeted proposes 18,300, current budget is 18, spent 18,397,
Why did they-
24. So prices have dropped, yes, for the year.
Well, I'm hoping they will continue to go down, but
they've gone up,
unfortunately not that quick.
So,
Not this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because like they're running all of their buses now. Aren't they short like before? at
Yeah,
one point,
We're
or they-
hoping for it.
yeah, we have 2 big buses and then the little one.
Yeah. At one point we.
And then there's a little car, a little
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, yeah, we have a minivan. But
Yes.
do we pay for that? Is that Middleton or
It's
is
a
it?
Middleton minivan.
We bought it through Essex. Yeah, and then we bought another bus, so we have 2 new buses, but, a third route, which we used to have, I don't know if your kids were in school then, but we had a third bus route. And now we're all on Dave's, and Dave's our private bus.
Yes.
So if that third bus starts running again, then yeah, that transportation, that's fuel line.
Does it not?
Because you guys just got a new bus driver. Or you
Did
get
we?
Yes.
well, there's a new bus driver, he's your
He's
neighbor.
my neighbor. Yes.
I knew there
And I
was
saw
one
And his
training.
girlfriend is training.
I knew we had one training, so then hopefully that.
His
bus is
girlfriend's
running.
training. He's driving the minibus
For-
right now and go.
He was
He's going up to Governor Whitman. It's not kids going to Rochester and
Carol's on the little bus.
So she
picking up
must be in
someone else
Middleton.
and dropping. He is Middleton.
He is. Because he was just.
He's driving the Middleton minibus.
No, Friday he was in the big bus.
Yes, he's been driving that.
But
too.
he's, bringing kids from Rochester?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, she knows what she's doing there, so you must have already thought about that when she put a number in here.
Yeah, but they are training another one as well.
I knew there was one training, because
Yep.
my kids said there was a trainer.
Yeah, that's his girlfriend.
Because they funded something like that.
Okay, so
So we're keeping the fuel line for good with that?
I think we should.
Okay, all right.
Okay, books and other printed media, proposed budget is 8,500. Same, increase, but we only spent 7,000, a little over 7,000.
Is that because of the whole library teacher thing? Because for a while the kids didn't have access to there,
Yeah,
that area.
yeah,
I'm wondering if it's because of that. Yeah.
I still don't see it going up to 55 though. Yeah. We're not gonna get a big library back.
Are you guys good at keeping it 85?
I mean, if you don't think we're gonna be doing much with it, we could drop it, but then,
We used almost all of it.
yeah, that's the problem. So I'd probably keep it with the 85.
All right, computer media software.
That's a contract.
It is, but they also have like licensing coming up. So she plans for renewals.
Right.
So that's why I'm with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
Yeah, the new equipment, 1,750.
I'm good with that.
What is that? Is that for like the Chromebooks, all that stuff?
Could be that, it could be, which we bought, we bought a ton of iPads. iPads, so we wouldn't cook that, but it could be, yeah, it's gonna be electronics mostly. It could be for like the board and stuff. you guys can do 1750.
Yeah, I guess.
Give it up. Spending it, but I don't know exactly what they're spending on, so I guess.
Exactly.
New furniture, they have proposed at 500.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah, well,
Replacement equipment, they have proposed for 4,000. Current budget is 2,000. Budget was spent in 2024.
I think you missed a line.
Yeah, you did.
replacement equipment.
You read the furniture line, it's the equipment line.
Replace, oh yeah, okay, so 3,000 proposed, current budget's 3,000. They spent just under 2,500 in 24.
I mean, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I keep that.
All right, replacement furniture, they have proposed for 4,000, budgeted currently for 2,000, spent anything in 24.
So they spent nothing, but they doubled the budget.
What are they expecting to replace?
Yeah, exactly.
There must be chairs or desks or.
Kind
But
of like,
again, you
why
don't
would
have
you
the
take
answers
advantage
on
of that 2,000 and split the cost?
Exactly.
Put back to 2,000.
Yeah, I'll put that back to 2,000, yep.
I mean, this is a prime example of like their failure to be responsible with the money, budget's gonna screw them. The monthly screw our kids.
Alright.
Yeah, but I mean, they'll end up taking it from somewhere else. It's
If we
unfortunate.
need it, may not need it.
Wait, is that enough information?
Proposed budget is 8,711, current budget is 5,150, and they spent 4,560 in 2024. Yeah, it is.
So that increase is the,
Is that,
is that the CBA? Nope, it's this, it's the school board did not vote this through, but it's there just in case that we join the New Hampshire School Board Association again, like we did back in, we always have, we took it out of the budget maybe 3 or 4 years ago. We took it out of the budget and it's like training, ongoing training for school board members.
Do they actually go to it?
I always did, and then when we stopped, I honestly didn't. It's in Concord, and I used to go with Andrea. So that's what that is, that's the increase, is the possible of doing that for training purposes. But
The
we,
possibility.
we voted, yeah, because it's on the table, we
Training purposes from who?
school board members. So it's like, we used to always have it, I used to always go, we took it out of the budget. And also like the school board association, if you go on there, you can find out more, but the New Hampshire School Board Association offers legal advice, legal counsel, trainings, it's, so I
increase
went
in
to
the
two
fees?
trainings.
Was there an increase in the fees for
Was
that?
there increase?
But, yeah, the increase would be joining. If we join, she put that in there in case we do join, but
In case.
right, the school board did not vote on it because we don't want to until we,
Can't do
but,
that
like, to me,
figure out.
I would vote it down, but I know we have two very, very new group members. Who knows who's gonna be running, if they ever, so it's good to go, like, I went twice. Andrea always went, Ken always went, so it's,
But they can go if they want to, you just have to pay for it, so,
no, you can't go.
unless you're a member.
Right.
So is that a set fee?
Yeah, it's like a year thing, so that's what that is.
So it would just be like the New Hampshire Municipal Association, is
Exactly.
that town pays for? And this is just like the school
The school version
version,
for trainings and,
and like the NHMA's. right?
so like anytime there's like a new legislative, they'll have trainings on what it means and what it can mean for the school, what it means when it goes to the state, if it gets passed or if it gets turned down. So it's all like ongoing training for school board members. We always were a member, we took it out in 2020 or 2021. Again, it's, I'm not gonna.
So where's that, well, if you took it out, it's, money's been coming out of that line, budgeted or used, so.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's other stuff, in there.
What's the
I'm
other
just saying. I'm trying to think of what the dues and fees we might have. I just know that's the increase, that's the reason for the increase.
Where do we pay the school board members out of?
that's a good question.
Let's see.
Is it just off the regular wages line?
It might be the dues and fees. Because if it's like 1,200 per person,
And it's like 1,500 per person.
yeah,
According to my regular rate report, what I bought. No, it's like 1,500 per person.
so it's not that, it's what the increase.
So we don't know where that's coming from?
Alright, so what do we wanna do with the dues and fees line?
So, not really.
I mean, that's the thing, not knowing,
I know I know this reason for the increase.
So the reason for the, okay. The reason is you guys, the school board might,
We're not committing to joining until we see how the budget goes. Because it's like one of those things where, yeah, they would all like to be able to take advantage of training, but they're not gonna do that at the expense of fees.
right,
That's all.
I'd like to know what else comes out of that line. How much time do we have left on the, bond for the school?
On what?
The loan for the school, the bond for the school? Is it year 10?
You see here 10,
And it was a 20-year?
20 or 30?
20, I thought.
20?
I'm pretty sure it was 20.
For some reason 30 is what I got.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Yep, it's 20. Pretty sure it's 20.
Yeah, I'm quite sure it's 20.
Yep.
But I do know it's year 10. No, it's year 11. Because it's year 10 for us to be tuition.
Right,
in.
right, right.
So it's year 11.
Yeah.
so are we gonna hold off on the dues and fees, or?
Yeah, because I want to know what else is in there. Because I'll personally be honest with you, I don't feel comfortable paying the school board members. Don't
Well,
feel,
that's why we didn't,
I don't feel as though you guys, after seeing how the budget's been handled and after seeing the carelessness of the ESSER funds being used, and then the simple fact that all of the other people that are board members, with the exception of the selectmen, which I don't really want to go back to that, we do this on our own time and our own dime. And for some of us, it costs money.
well, that's why it wasn't approved, that's why we didn't go.
And I mean, personally, if you can tell me what line that you guys get paid out of, I would like to deduct it. I don't mind paying for you guys to go ahead and get your training done, I think that's important. I think all of the boards should have training available to them and paid for. But for me, and taxpayers to pay $200 and something for you to meet every month, and then not be able to answer any questions.
So just, you can deduct that line. just, I would take the 3, I would just keep it 0%, because I don't think the board, is expecting to even become a member again.
No, like, hear me. I don't mind, I don't
It's
mind
just
you guys becoming
redundant.
members, and I don't
Yeah.
mind you guys going to training. I think that's important. And if anything, I think the money that you guys get paid should be going in your pockets, it should be going to your training, so you guys know how to make appropriate decisions and utilize and spend the taxpayers' dollars,
Yeah,
and not miss out on over $100,000 of,
that was where the balls were dropped, and I'm not going there. I am not going there, but, I would just get back to the line and just go from there.
So if that's the case, then
well, then zero it.
Well, there's dues and fees that have to come out of it.
Yeah.
But you don't know how much.
I don't
Can't
know
give us the
exactly what
to
comes
be
out.
honest, like, so I would keep it at the 51.
Whatever we spend are dues and fees that obviously will continue.
Or even at 5.
I would like to know where that money comes from.
What comes out of it, and it's on my list of questions.
And there's also the question of where the,
Good, our
are you,
our
your
wages? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's wages, but yes.
Right. So are you guys comfortable with doing the dues and fees for 5?
Yes.
Investments, well.
Won't do much with those.
All right, so then what the next is the trust fund, but those are all,
you can't touch those either.
right, and that's all,
Whatever's left.
that's all part of the warrant articles?
Yeah.
What's there, okay, so we can vote on the warrant articles,
Yep.
except for Article 1, because we still have to figure out that number, the.
Well,
wages.
Article 1 is it's Article 2.
So we'll skip Article 2 for now, pick up on Article 3.
We do Article 1 though.
Yeah.
We don't have to vote on Article 1 though,
Oh, you
it's
don't?
not,
Okay.
it's not budgetary.
Yeah.
So, skip 2 for now. All right. Do I have to leave it out loud?
Yep. Actually, it has to be.
Huh?
It has to be read out loud, yes.
Okay. So Article 3, to see if the Middleton School District will vote to approve the cost items included in the collective bargaining agreement reached between the Middleton School Board and the Middleton Education Association, which calls for the following increases in salaries and benefits at the current staffing levels. Fiscal year 2026 estimated increase is $76,154. Fiscal year 2027 is $50,308. 2028 is $61,006. And further to raise or appropriate the sum of $76,154 for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Such sum representing the additional costs attributable to the increase in salaries and benefits required by the new agreement over those that will be paid at current staffing levels. Majority vote, an estimated increase of 21 cents per thousand as a tax. School board recommends Article 5-0. All right. What do you guys?
Well, my friends. I don't
I don't
recommend.
feel comfortable agreeing to it because we haven't gotten any facts of, that whole conversation that we had in the first 30 minutes of our meeting. The 60,000, the difference between the 60,000 plus the increase of the insurance, is that where they're getting the 76?
Based on the information we have, I say we take a vote.
That's really all we can do.
Exactly.
So. All right.
No, no.
Nay.
Okay. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna substitute.
So 3 and 1?
No, it's 3-2, because Crystal needs to vote.
3. But Crystal So 3.
Yep.
You said,
Yay.
Yeah.
And Tim, you're not voting?
I'll be able,
Uh,
ex officio from you. Is that?
No, budget committee, planning board, you can vote on, zoning, you can.
I'll vote yay.
All right, I don't have to do article.
So what was the, I'm sorry, what was the final vote on that?
3-3.
Thank you.
Article 4, I don't know if I have to read because it's not budgetary.
Oh, you don't have to do it? Yeah, but it kind of is because of the,
Is it that one? Okay. You know, I'll read it. So
I
we'll do
can't.
it just in case. We'll cover ourselves.
nice.
Shall the Middleton School District, if Article 3 is defeated, authorize the governing body to call one special meeting at its option to address Article 3, cost item only, majority vote? I'm being,
Nay. Nay.
sorry, I can't have one more time here, you guys.
So basically, if you don't like this, or so if it gets voted down, they can go ahead and do a special meeting.
And do it anyway.
And then have another,
Yeah.
another election.
We would have to figure out how to keep our teachers. So we would need to meet.
The town would be.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. You can't just ignore it.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but they still have to do something. And the townspeople will still have,
Yeah.
Do we have patties? No. Farms?
No.
and the rest are, yes, the rest are, yeah.
Okay. Article 5, shall the Middleton School District vote to raise or appropriate the sum of $102,220 for the purpose of hiring a full-time diagnostic prescriptive teacher to case manage Middleton School District eligible students in grades 6 to 12. Majority vote is an estimated increase of 28 cents per thousand as a tax impact.
Did we not have questions about that position, what they were doing?
Or we had a lot of questions.
Where the money was coming, where,
So, there's a lot of questions. Do you know what a DPT is?
They're the ones that do like the case management and like
I'm sorry, which one did you just read?
Article 5.
It should be Article 6, right?
No, Article 5.
It is,
Article 6.
she has
It's for
the
construction
email.
renovation.
Paperwork.
She has the email version, you have our copies, so it's
This
like,
is,
Why don't we have, I mean, this isn't right if we're not having the,
this is the one they gave us, this is the one I got. Email,
it's the
this
same
one.
thing, except you guys have the ones with our notes on it, which we blacked out.
But it's,
okay, but it's not the same thing if they're not in the same order.
no.
I copy Article 5 on the bottom of the last.
5. There's not even a 5 on there.
Yeah, there's one 5 is on here.
Oh, where is it?
No, that's 4.
No,
No, there's no Article 5 on here.
Oh, yeah, okay. On the second page.
it's,
No.
no,
there's no Article
it's not on
5.
the stuff that was given to us. It's on the stuff that was
What does it
emailed
say?
to us.
So, article, she's on, just did that one, so now we're on, it's Article 6 on here.
Article 6 on here is for construction renovation repair fund.
It's on this page.
Oh, it's down at the bottom.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
so it's this printed out and I got it correct.
Okay.
This is from my email.
Is that the one?
Uh,
That notes on it? Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That one, right, because that's the one
This is what you're, okay, good, all right.
It's all the same thing, it's just in a different order.
We're on the same
Right.
page.
Very professional. This is the one that was on the email. This is the one that.
I know that we had asked about that one, was it the last meeting?
We've talked about the last two, the last 2 school board meetings, so you probably talked about it in here. I didn't look, I think I did see it in the minutes, but, so. This is a tough one. So special ed is only increasing because of COVID. So this position is called a diagnostic prescriptive teacher. We call it a DPT. And Middleton doesn't have one. Every other school in the district has one. And we don't have one that is just a DBT. We have Mrs. Police, who's a special ed teacher, acting as a DBT, being a DBT secretary. So she's doing like 3 jobs. So this position would help with Mrs. Police would stay with the 1 K through 5 special ed. This position would do 6 through 12.
Who's been taking care of these kids right now?
Mrs. Police is doing K6, and then the DPTs at the middle school and the high school are doing the kids now, but they're becoming, there's just more and more of them.
But if
So
we're already paying someone,
our special ed line, right, so we're gonna have to increase our special ed line. This could go either way, like we voted for it in favor of it because it's special ed and it's hard to not vote in favor of anything special ed. Because those kids need the extra attention, they need that. Do I think we could get away without it for a few more years? Yes.
So I guess I'd ask this. Who is taking care of our kids in the middle school and high school?
This
right
is our point, and I don't know.
Okay, and where is the money coming from paying those
It's
people?
part of our SAU, part of our contract with them.
but why should
And
we
so
have
why
more?
are
But it's
we-
coming out of different, because I don't remember if it was a school meeting I was at or an actual meeting here. It's coming out of 3 different lines.
It is, it's good, yeah.
And yet they couldn't tell
She
us
did say that.
how much was coming out each
But
line
it is.
and what it was for.
But
Yeah.
regardless, it's coming out of our SAU, our agreement with them. But you're right, it is in 3 different, depending on what it is. If it's transportation, it would come out of there. If it's special ed, specific services, it would come out of a service line. And you're right, she did say that.
Yeah.
It depends on the type of, what that service
But,
is.
but she couldn't even tell us the cost of
Yeah.
each of those lines.
So
Right.
should we see
I'm torn on
should
this.
there should be, so we're already paying for these services, but it's just not under like one line to say like.
So we're gonna
once
have a
we get
huge
from here, here, and
increase.
here, we're now gonna
That's a lot of
take
money.
that money.
Yeah,
And we're gonna
that's-
put it in this line, so we have this dedicated person. So with those 3 lines, are we now going to see
A decrease.
a decrease?
Yes. I don't know by how much though, because like she
That they
said.
went up.
And
you
so
know,
we
did
don't
ask
even know
her.
what lines it is to
It's
monitor.
various lines. Well, you would get that if this went through, you would get that. But
But,
this
but
person-
here's the hidden thing. We have to pass it to see it. Do you not see, like, you're gonna buy a house
Yeah.
without having an inspection and knowing what the inspection says.
we all are iffy.
I know, well, they're stupid.
We're
It's
all
okay,
iffy
stupid.
on this, and this person would travel between Middleton, Kingswood Middle, and Kingswood High School.
So what did the school board vote on?
We voted for it because it's special,
So you voted, so once again, you made a decision without getting all of the facts.
We
And the
have-
money is still going into those other 3 lines probably, right now.
We know the need's there. We know the need is there.
But
And
that
We know
that's
the
what
should
needs
be
here, but we're
being met
putting more
because we're paying
money
them for
at
it.
something, and we're not monitoring exactly where that money is going to. So the kids will hurt eventually, in
Yeah.
some ways, if we are not
Yeah, we're not ready for it.
responsible for where all of this money is
Especially
going
where
to, and we're not
ed-
monitoring it.
Especially as it's
I
going
don't
to
trust anybody by
Say.
their word. I want to see documentation of where things are going.
Yeah.
And this is what we keep
Yeah.
saying.
This is-
Like,
She did
I'm
say-
on board for
she
it,
did
show
say-
me.
She did say it comes out of various lines. She did say that. Because we did
And we have
ask,
no idea how much.
we did ask her how much.
Yeah, so it's,
But she wasn't sure. She didn't have that information.
And now you're putting somebody like me who has a child in special ed, who receives special ed services, and I am pro giving kids what they need to be successful, but I am not going to just blindly put my name on something and agree to spending.
I'm not
because
disagreeing.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that it is going in the appropriate spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So, no, I'm just gonna say no.
No,
No.
No.
Until you can
no,
be responsible.
Yay.
no,
Yay.
yeah,
She's yay. Crystal's yay. So 4 for 1.
nay, 2 yes.
No, you want it 4.
24.
Sorry.
I vote yeah.
You get 2 yays, 4 nays. No, 3, oh, yes.
yeah, there's no accountability.
All right, Article 6, to see if the Middleton School District will vote to raise or appropriate up to the sum of $75,000 to be added to the construction renovation repair fund previously established. This sum to come from the June 30th, 2025 fund balance available for transfer on July 1, 2025. No amount to be raised from taxation.
So right now, the capital reserve
Oh,
fund, we
yeah,
have
we still have to vote. Oh, we do? Yeah, it's not- yeah, it's okay.
$288,372
Still vote on that.
according to.
It's still involving money. Is this what we, it's not taxable, but it's still involved. So is this what we
So
said?
again, it's just what's left over. And you don't.
75,000 is what we put in last year, correct?
Yes,
And
all
also
three of
yours.
those are the same. as last
Um,
year.
It's, yeah, have we used anything out of that?
Out of that one? No, we have not.
Do you know how much is in there?
Yeah, how much is in there?
I'm sorry, I missed it, I was busy reading.
It is $288,372.
Let's take a vote. Patty?
I don't know. Sorry, got a lot of money in there.
Yeah, but it's, if we needed an addition, that's the problem.
No,
This
the
can't be
addition will
used
be
for
built
the
tomorrow,
whole
but
fund.
yeah, okay.
And this is not raised from taxation.
Okay,
This
this
is
is
not
fine then.
So it can't, so when the time comes, because they poorly planned the building, like we can go to different
That was
here.
not a part of it.
I know you go over it. No,
I
it was
didn't
not.
even look here. Oh, no, I did look here, but I had a bid.
So, but when the time comes, if they need a mobile school, like that, we can't, capital reserve fund can't be, so it'll come out of the taxpayers yet.
It can't be used.
It can't be used for the mobile classroom.
For the mobile classrooms, but it can be used for an addition.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Could the ESSER money could that have been used for mobile?
Probably.
It could not have been used for a mobile, no, because it was considered, construction.
And yet there were other cities that were building stadiums and stuff out of that for their students.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could not.
crazy.
We could like ourselves.
Okay, all right, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm a yay on that, because we're,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're doing something
Yeah.
soon.
2 yes.
Yay.
Nay?
Yay.
Yeah, yeah, we'll just shove it in there.
Yes.
Save it for a rainy day,
Yes.
Yes.
rainy day.
I think everyone's against it.
Everybody, yes.
Okay.
Do we have to, I'm sorry to interrupt you, do we have to document the person that's not, like the people that aren't here in attendance as like absent or any of that, when we vote?
We've never,
I think so.
you're here, you get a vote, if you're not here, it's
We did do it last year.
nothing done on it.
Just
Right.
question.
That's how we've always done it.
Okay, Article 7 is to see if the Middleton School District will vote to raise or appropriate up to the sum of $5,000 to be added to the bus capital reserve fund previously established. This sum to come from the June 30th, 2025 fund balance available for transfer on July 1, 2025. No amount to be raised from taxation.
You need the total, or do you have it?
The buses, oh, I don't think
It's-
that.
What's the total?
142,000. 142K. Yeah.
How old are our buses now?
We have two new ones through SR, and we have two that are 2014.
But the ones through SR are the small ones, correct?
No, we bought the one,
Got
but,
big ones, right?
so
So
they
you don't
are
see-
about $98,000 a piece.
But you don't see us needing one,
I don't see us
Short.
needing more than one.
so 5,000 would be,
I think it's
Doable.
sufficient.
Okay.
42,000 already
I think
there.
it's sufficient.
yeah.
We might need to raise it next year, the year after. I would probably red flag it. Right, let's take a vote.
Yay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
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 Article 8 is to see if the Middleton School District will vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $7,000 to be added to the Special Education Trust Fund previously established. This sum to come from the June 30th, 2025 fund balance available for transfer on July 1, 2025. No amount to be raised from taxation.
And there's 366 in there.
366.
One out of district kid would eat up about 125. That's just for tuition.
And then
you have
busing.
busing.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
That's right.
Or my nephew's busing, when we found it was at least about 150 for lunch, and that's like 2 years ago.
So maybe more close to 100.
I mean, they're driving.
We have one out of district student now, just one, but behaviors are climbing, so
How much are we proposing for the year?
7.
which have changed, so.
Here is this the. Wait a minute. That's construction. The
I'll
road
start that.
is. Special education.
Are you guys ready to vote?
Yeah.
Patty?
Yeah.
Yes. Bonnie?
Yes.
Crystal? Yes.
Yes.
I'm just questioning, is it enough? I'm sorry.
Well, no, that gets pushed
I
every
mean,
year.
that
so-
can be raised at the deliberative.
Yeah.
So,
It used to be 10. We used to put in, or maybe 12.
So the only reason why I say this is because at least like last year where there was like 80,000 put back into the general fund, all that money that goes back into the general fund, I hate when it goes back into the general fund because it's held hostage there until somebody makes a decision of what to do with it versus if it's obviously not gonna get utilized in the budget, let it go to a fund that is gonna end up being needed.
I probably would, if you're gonna do that, I would probably put it into construction.
I don't think we can make any change on here. We
You
can't make
can't.
any
No, but
change
she's
to the
talking
money
about
amount or
delivery.
anything.
Yeah.
Right, it's
Yeah.
deliberative, you can.
But if you're gonna speak up about it during deliberative, I almost would say put it, pushing up the construction before you pushing up that. I don't know.
Although with the way you guys keep preaching about how special it's going up, I mean, come on.
It's, the behaviors are bad. The behaviors are bad,
But it's not just
And it's-
behaviors, it's, you know, all it takes is one child that has special needs that cannot be
yeah,
provided.
they're both, I mean, they're both.
Basically, we follow the whole process, it's just very wrong.
So I guess I'll say yes, and then I'll just bring it up at the
I'm sure that I can do the next one, because they don't have. Amount of words, yeah, they don't have.
There's no money.
Money
Much
on
less.
those, so I don't think don't think we have to touch that.
I do have a question on it, though. Wasn't there a tuition agreement signed last spring between one of the school board members and,
And then, yeah, so it's staying the same for next year.
but that was for 5 years, wasn't it?
Nope, 10. Yeah, it's not staying the same for 5 years. It's staying the same next year. It is staying the same next year, but I would ask for that at deliberative. Again, I have the information in non-public.
There's no money.
I would ask for that. I have it in non-public, so I know it's not changing for this budget season. I know our tuition is not
Not
changing.
necessarily go along with money,
But-
because we have to pay them.
Technically, both of them do, but they don't have a budgetary. like, they
Right.
don't have
Yeah, so, yeah.
The dollar amounts there, so to be honest with you, I don't know that I would necessarily be comfortable voting on those anyways, because there is no dollar amount, so I don't know.
I do.
But nobody,
But there's no dollar amount there, so I know what you're saying.
I know, like,
how's any of us with a vote on it?
I
We
question
don't,
it.
we don't put it in,
It's gonna
yeah.
process, so we just don't know it's gonna process.
And I did question that, and I looked to see where the information was, and it's still non-public, so. But I'm assuming come deliberative, it's gonna have to be on the table.
Right.
But I mean, why would you have this in a warrant article, talking about
That again,
approving the
that's all
tuition
done-
agreement,
it's all
but you're
done
not
for
putting
lawyers.
how much the
That's
tuition
not up to me,
is?
that's all done by lawyers, and I can't change.
Right,
that.
but that doesn't sound like a fair vote when you don't have the information right
That's,
there
I think
on
that's
it.
what she's saying, we're not voting on it.
But how,
It's one of those right here,
What
this
gives
is
us
a
voting
budgetary thing, we just
Yeah,
don't go.
nobody can vote for that.
No, no one should vote for it. With that
But I
much
do know that
information, it shouldn't even be allowed on there.
It should,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it should be an article because it's
Nope.
no money.
It just shows how much they want to hide.
Yeah, definitely, yep.
We're not gonna be able to.
No transparency at all.
Before. Not for, and not when they have to have everything to the DRA by Wednesday. We wouldn't even have enough time to post it on.
So, and this is where, and I know it's not you, Crystal, because you're just one person, but you can go back and share that they put us in this situation, so it's like if they don't like what we vote on, it's their responsibility to properly inform and give us the facts and details. And this smoke and mirror show like needs to end, because that's really what this is. And I'm sick and tired of hearing, if you don't vote in our thing, our kids are gonna get a crap education.
Mhm.
I'm sick of this scare tactic.
Well, I do know, I do think, I don't know, I do think that, teachers will leave if the union's not, but I.
There's the door.
I don't think, I think they're gonna leave anyways, so.
Well, you know, they're gonna leave, if they're gonna leave, they're gonna leave, and don't get me wrong, the teachers that I've come into contact with, I really do,
I love them.
I love them, have had great experiences thus far, but they have to understand what
Yeah.
their superiors are doing to them. The superintendent, principal, and everybody that's involved with the budget and the information are holding information hostage. They're not sharing it and educating the public appropriately. So they're the ones that are creating this wall.
I hate to.
I know,
Let's
let's
just
just
go
go
and
and
do
say, I'm gonna say no.
We gotta get this stuff done. So,
I mean, I personally emailed the superintendent and the principal and invited them to come tonight. If they don't want to show up, well, guess what? I'm gonna show up deliberative as well as everybody else, and
Mhm.
they're gonna hear it. And when they don't like the pitchforks
What's that?
and
The whole
torches,
6
then
people? Be there, you'll be there, I'll be there.
wait.
Christie, Jonathan will be
all
there.
right, you guys ready? We're gonna go right back to allegiance.
I mean,
How are we supposed to,
I don't see how we're supposed to vote on something that we don't get all the answers on. So,
What's the ramifications if we don't vote on it?
I mean, we can just vote it down. It's one of the warrant articles, so we can just vote against what they, well, no, we have to have a number there, because our budget goes on there, that's right.
yep,
Um,
So they're proposing $1,489,130.
What if you just put in the default?
yeah, I'd say we go for the default on
default,
that.
yeah.
So you wanna put in the budget for like what they're like off of 2025?
Yep.
Yep.
You let them figure it out, they'll change it at,
I think that's.
So don't
what I
vote
think
it
that's
anyway.
Logical. Yeah, come up with
very hard time doing that yet, again, because the wrong people are gonna get screwed over, and that's what bothers me.
But they're gonna get screwed over no matter what.
They are, but crap goes downhill, and the wrong people get screwed.
True.
And then the union teachers, because they're union, will get it because it's in their contract, and then everybody else suffers. But then I have to say to them is this, well, good luck teaching to 17 to 25 kids by yourself with no parents. And
That's
then
why
good
you
luck
have
to
a
get
I used to do
special
it.
meeting if
Huh?
the
I
special
used to
meeting
do it.
doesn't get voted on.
But that's the CBA.
Yeah,
But that's the,
I
something
had
we didn't.
30 I had 30 kids.
You would have to, I think they would have to renegotiate the CBA.
So,
But once again, all the non-union people will get screwed. And then our kids end up getting screwed
Well, you can't,
because,
you have to have the pairs in school. Like, you can't,
well,
you cannot have them. It's
can't hold
not-
them by a gun and make them come in.
No, but it's just not
So, okay.
an option.
So I'm abstaining from it because I haven't been given the proper information to make an appropriate decision.
but we have to put a number on that because our budget goes
Yeah.
on the ballot. So we have to have a number on it. So I say we go to the default budget.
I just don't think we ever tried.
So that's,
Like I said, we have to have a number.
right, so I'm not really doing that. I'm gonna fight over the students.
And having that, you know, the CBA, right?
Okay, so if we go with the default budget for the wages line, then that means that FICA will stay the same at $97,026, and HRS will stay the same at $181,580. Unemployment would be $27.90. And, workers' comp would be the $44.32. And then, I think that's all of those.
Yep.
And then at the bottom, they have the federal fund and the food service fund. 69,000 for federal, 60,000 for the food, so.
Yeah.
So,
And we also had the question on copying. Did we ever figure that one out?
I have an email.
The what?
Copying. The
I am
442.
99% sure it's contracted. Is it contracted for this town? The what, Bobby?
Copy, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright,
So that would bring our total to $5,585,400.
Whoa, slow down. 5 million?
$5,585,452.
Yep.
Right, so.
So it's literally right between 25 and 26.
Yeah.
Right, or like 3% increase. 2.
My things aren't working right now.
It's time to be. I think it's about.
All right, so I'll read Article 2 now then. Shall the Middleton School District raise and appropriate as an operating budget, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations? So then I would take out those, right? Because this does not include any of, yeah, I would take that out.
Right. I didn't think something seemed right.
Oh.
So then it would be, right? So is this really gonna include any of the,
No, this doesn't
so
cover
it
the
takes
warrant
out all this
articles.
stuff. So then our total would be $5,333,232. Sorry, I was,
232?
yeah,
Through-
three, two, two.
Total 5, 3.
5333.
Is that 332?
232.
Oh, 232, okay.
Sorry, I wrote it quick.
That's all right. I did, it went so fast, I wasn't hearing it.
All right, so Article 2, shall the Middleton School District raise and appropriate as an operating budget, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant or as amended by vote in the first session for the purposes set forth there in totaling schools budget, right? $5,657,274. Should this article be defeated, the default budget shall be $5,599,854, which is the same as last year, with certain adjustments required by previous action of the Middleton School District or by law, or the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 4013, accent XB1, to take up the issue of a revised operating budget only. Note, this warrant article operating budget does not include appropriations requested in any of the other warrant articles. The Middleton School Board recommends $5,657,274 by a vote of 5-0-0. The Middleton Budget Committee recommends $5,333,232 by a vote of, yay,
Yay, yeah.
5-1. Yep. Estimated tax impact on $5,657,274 is an increase of $1.12 per thousand, resulting in an estimated tax rate of $10.70. So now we have to vote on the whole article itself now. Okay. Yeah, so we can vote on the whole of Article 2 now, but.
Got people in circles written on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
It is
confusing.
confusing because it's
It's very
if we-
confusing.
If we vote for it, we're voting for the school's proposed budget. So, yeah.
So we should be saying,
You guys should be saying no to the whole article. I'm saying
Okay.
yes to the whole article.
Okay.
Nay. No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Two.
It was for 2-4.
Is that okay? I think, right? I'm gonna close the public hearing, because I could have closed it at 7:30. That's done and over with. I believe you got everything done for the school board. We have a public hearing next Monday, the 27th at 6:30 for the municipal building for the town budget. That's how it's scheduled for now.
we can see the
If-
budget beforehand.
If we don't have the budget, I suggest we still meet, maybe not as a public hearing, but at least we get to look at the numbers and kind of see where we are all at. And then we are scheduled for a public hearing on the February 3rd at the municipal building at 6:30 for the town budget as well.
I have a question. So we're voting, so we have a hearing for the town budget, but we haven't gotten the town budget from you guys yet.
No.
right? But you guys are meeting Monday.
Right.
But we're meeting Monday, we're all meeting at the same time, how can we have a meeting or a hearing or anything?
Well, so I'm saying, if we can still meet at 6:30 Monday over there, not have, not do the public hearing, but we can at least start coming up with our own thoughts and, because we have the budget for what they spent for this past fiscal year. To see where they're at. We won't know where they are at with raises or anything like that. I mean, I know one position at 14% raise, obviously that's not gonna be across the board. So. I think something would be worth meeting and trying to discuss where we see where we are at and everything, and then on the following Monday, have their numbers and they by final.
This thing
final
is
vote.
Just getting the list all the numbers together as well as the warrant.
Yeah.
How many warrant articles do you guys have?
A lot.
Top of my head, I can tell you,
Oh, there was a lot.
I
Yeah.
want to say it was probably about 18, 19, like
Yeah.
September.
Go ahead,
So,
Because those are going with that.
so I want to say it was about probably around 18, 19, like I remember off the top of my head, there was probably more.
Sorry.
Okay. So,
Have we done this?
hold on. Last matter of the night, I will just hand in from Bonnie. She is resigning from the budget committee as she moves on to another position on another board. And effective at the end of this meeting, once we conclude,
So
so
we're gonna have a full.
hopefully we have a quorum on Monday. Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fun.
And
I'll be at the
volunteer,
meeting.
Yeah, we need volunteers.
Let's
So,
go.
thank you, Bonnie, for 10 years or so. I don't know how you did it, but thank you.
Neither do I.
I'm ready to.
All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8:52.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.